Hello, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles. I have to tell you about a book that's one of the best books I've read in a long time. Let's get started and talk about it. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm very generous with my 4 or 5 star reads. I can actually only think of 2 books that I've given 5 stars to, several that I've given 4.5. I would say that this book is about a 4.5 star. The name of the book is called The Accident by Natalie Barelli. I've now read, I think, 3 or 4 of her books, and I would say this is my favorite of all the books that she's written so far. I am going to preference with saying this. I really like the book. It's a thriller. The only thing is it does have some rough language in it. That's the only thing I dislike about it. So if that really bothers you, then you may not want to read the book. That's the thing, is some of these books have language and it's like, gosh, it'd be a better book. They don't have to have that in there, you know, to make it a good book, but it does have that in there. But I'm going to tell you just a smidge about the story without any spoilers, but I'm going to tell you, this has so many twists and turns. I love books that, oh, you think you have it figured out, but even at the end, there's a big, huge twist that I never, ever saw coming. I was really, really surprised. But it's about a young lady named Catherine. And Catherine, you know, I'll just say this. She's a single mom. She has a teenage daughter. And her father had passed away. Her mother is in a nursing home and has dementia. And because she has a really good job, you know, she has a nice home. And, you know, she can afford a nice lifestyle. And also, she can provide for her mother to have really good care, you know, at, I don't know if you would call it assisted living, okay, or memory care facility. So everything's going really well in her life, pretty much. She is in a relationship. Now, you'll find this out in the book, but she's in a relationship with a married man. That's the one downside to that. And she thinks that he's going to leave his wife and all that. But she meets a lady named Eve, and a whole bunch of stuff happens. I'll just say they kind of become friends, so they're kind of new friends. And they are going out and having fun because Catherine always has so many responsibilities. And so she decides, oh, I'm going to go out with Eve. And Catherine has too many drinks, and Catherine does something very foolish, and there is a terrible accident. I'll just say that. Well, you know, Catherine's really troubled and bothered by this. But Catherine knows if she tells people about this accident, she could lose everything. And, you know, she could lose everything. She could end up maybe going to jail. And there isn't anybody to care for her daughter, her mother. And so she, you know, keeps it to herself. But keeping that guilt to herself is tearing her apart and bothering her. And her life starts unraveling, okay? I can say all this without giving anything away. Doesn't seem to bother Eve, though. Eve is just fine. Nothing seems to be bothering Eve. But not everything is so good with Eve. Not everything is so right. Something's going on with Eve. I'll just say that. So this is a thriller. It has lots of twists and turns. And I have to say it's one of the better books that I've read in a long time. Mostly because a lot of the things that happened were very unexpected. And, you know, I thought I had things figured out until I didn't have things figured out. And so I really enjoyed the book a lot. I think you would. I'm going to link it below. It's called The Accident by Natalie Barelli. She writes a lot of good thrillers. I think, like I said, I think I've read 3 or 4. This is my favorite of the 4. So let me know what's one of your favorite thrillers you've read recently. I want to hear about it in the comments below. That's all I have to say for now. Love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.